Greetings. Namaste. It's me, Sherry, and I am here to discuss mindfulness and meditation today. Now, being mindful is part of meditation. Being mindful is the ability to concentrate on what you're doing. As I mentioned, if you in my last video, if you're folding laundry, think about every fold. Even if you're walking up the stairs, concentrate on every step. If you're going down the stairs, concentrate on every step. That is how you are mindful. Now, many people who have PTSD, many soldiers who have PTSD, one of the problems they have is that they can't stop thinking about things that have happened to them in the past. Now, one of the things they can do is become mindful. This is a practice we've all forgotten about. Many times we're too busy thinking about what happened yesterday or a conversation that happened just a little while ago, or it can be, what am I going to do tomorrow? What am I going to make for dinner? Yes, we do need to think about these things and prepare for certain things, but it's very important to concentrate on what you're doing at any moment in particular. There are certain tools that can be helpful for this. But most of all, it's concentration. When I talked about tools, I actually mean when you're going to meditate, there are tools that you can use to meditate. It doesn't have to be formal meditation like we've learned about or you've seen on different TV programs. There is formal meditation. It takes a lot of practice. And it's not something to give up on, and I recommend everybody do it on occasion. But you can do a different type of meditation every day. So one of the things that I like to do is I actually like adult coloring books. And when I got this thing for gel pens, I just love the way that they come out in metallics and so I will listen to meditative music as I am just coloring, and that's what I focus on as I'm listening to my meditative music. Now, another way I do this is I also really like Buddhism. Now, I'm spiritual, so I believe in all forms of religion. Now, this is a singing bowl, and it goes, when you hear it, you know what? I'm not even plugged in. Let me make sure you guys can hear me okay. I'm still sort of learning a lot of this stuff, so please, I apologize for that. Hopefully you can hear me better now. So, as I was saying, this is my singing bowl. Now, this is a very small one, and you don't need one that's huge, but this helps me to focus, and it is like the sound of Om. So when I'm meditating, there is a little trick to it. It was originally a bell that they used in China. Now, this sound can help align your chakras, and it can help you to focus. And that's what this is used for. So this is very helpful to me. And as I go around, the trick isn't to go fast. It's to go slow. And you can reach different pitches. It can get very loud. Or soft. But then as you continue, it can become very loud or soft. It helps you to attune yourself. Okay, along with that, now these are beads. Now, it's kind of like how Catholics have their rosary. These are the Buddhist beads, okay? This is the guru. Now, what I would do, sometimes I will hit my bell, and then I would do my home, home, home. There are different mantras you can use. There are 108 beads on this. For 100 mantras, they give you an extra 8 just in case you mess up a little, which I think is pretty cool. So these are my mala beads, and if I'm going to be using them soon, I might have them on my wrist or around my neck. But they're not really supposed. They are a religious tool, just like a rosary is. So it's not meant to be worn as a fashion accessory. It's meant to be used. This has helped me a great deal, along with my singing bowl. Now, along with that, today I am wearing my black pearls. If you might see these. Now, my black pearls were a gift from my son, and they help remove negative energy, and they also help with healing. Healing an injured soul, and he knows me, and so that's why he got these for me. And I love my black pearls, and the strange part of them is I lost the bracelet. I couldn't find it anywhere. So I called to my runners. They're a form of angel, and I asked them to help me find them. I really wanted to find my bracelet because not having the earrings with, the set would not be the same. And it was just a little later, I found them outside. Then I lost an earring. Now, a little pearl earring, right? How are you ever going to find this tiny little earring? But I called to them again and I said, please help me find this because these really mean something to me. And it was a little later, I actually found it in the bathroom, kind of over on the corner on the floor. So, please believe me when I say, if you need help, it is out there. And I'm going to discuss angels more in the future and the types of angels and how you can talk to them and how they'll help you whenever you need help. You're never alone, all right? Everyone has a feeling of being alone, and this just happens to be a way of learning that you're never alone. Your angels, your guardian angel, they're always with you. Another thing that's very important to me is a compass. Now, this is an old one. I mean, in the way that it is manufactured, all right? This helps me when I'm calling to the four winds because I have been studying much more on shamanism, which, and I also use my different knowledge of religions to, they all come together with my shamanism, and I'll explain some of that to you later. But just having a compass so you'll know the exact direction of north, south, east, and west so that I can call to the four winds in the morning to thank them. Because remember, gratitude is essential. We all really need to be grateful for everything, every day. So having a compass, always know your direction. That was a gift from one of my friends, Andrea. She told me I could use it to find my way. At the time, I thought, she was just kind of joking at me, but it's actually become a way of me finding my way. So, Andrea, if you ever watch this, thank you. There are other things I use, which include crystals. Now, there are many different kinds of crystals. And what I recommend, and I hate to plug anything, but where I live, I am not close to any stores where I can acquire things. So I do get a lot of my merchandise through Amazon. Now, the Crystal Bible, this one is by Judy Hall. She has 2 more out, which I need to acquire yet. But this has been essential for me in discovering new crystals that I can use, and how to cleanse them, charge them, and then put your intention into them so that they can work for you, whether it's for healing or guidance or whatever you might need at that time. Now, one of the disagreements I have with her in this book is I would never use salt to cleanse any of my crystals because they can clog them. They can cause them to break down. And so it's not something I recommend. But when you get to know your crystals, you will find what works for you the best. There are certain crystals that even if you put them in water, they'll dissolve. There are other crystals, if you put them in the sun, they'll fade. Like, for instance, this is a beautiful piece of amethyst. And this is not one you want out in the sun, nor this is a rose quartz. You don't want to put these in the sun, they'll fade them. And so the best way to cleanse them is just to wash them in water. And I also can see a light surrounding them and cleaning them. And then I believe in charging with the moon. I believe that is one of the safest ways to charge your crystals. Along with that, because of my concern for the world, I have acquired this large obsidian globe. Now, what I've been doing with this is I've been meditating on it, and I also surround the 4 directions with healing crystals for me to try and heal the world. Now, I know I'm just little me. How am I going to save the world? Well, if each of us puts our intention towards saving the world and fixing things, we can do that. But we have to all come together to do that. This one is one of my most favorite and newest crystals. This is called a phantom. Now, as you can see within it, the crystal began to form, and then it formed a separate crystal on top of it. It's actually the same crystal, but it's different. So it looks like there's a phantom ghost within this crystal. Now, this phantom has been around for eons and has seen so much. And it's very, very strong. So this is one of my very favorites. And it's very good for finding the Akashic records and for helping to heal. And depending on the intention I put upon it, it will do as I ask of it. This is a smoky quartz, and it helps to save the world. This is one that I've really been focusing on my obsidian. Now, I recommend if you're going to purchase any kind of crystals, you can purchase them over the internet. And there are some things you can acquire through the internet that are difficult to find even in gem stores. But for many gems, it's most important that you go and you see them yourself so that you can feel which one you're meant to hold. Now this is one that I would love to get to my dearest Maggie. This is a moss. This is a quartz moss, and what it is it's for plant people who are healers and who understand plants. This is another one which I have been charging to help heal our world. I got the whole world in my hands. Oh, God, I'm such a goof. Okay, so when it comes to times when I need to see what's going to happen when I try to look into the future, many times I have dreams. My higher self comes to me in dreams. I had a really interesting one last night, but there are times when I'm awake and I need to ask a question. Now, this is called a seer's stone. Now, rather than being polished with sand or grit, like many of these other stones, like this is a calcite. This is because I have problems with my gallbladder, so I've been charging it and trying to fix my gallbladder. I'll let you know how that goes. But they used water. They used water, and that's why it has this finish. Then they take a very, very clear cut off of one side and just a little bit on the other side. So if I need to look into it and ask a question, I gaze into the seer stone and I often find what it is I'm trying to understand. Along with that, I also have my runes. These are tiger's eye, and they're very accurate, is what I can say. There are 25, and there are 25 separate runes, and they are similar in some ways to tarot cards, which I also use. They're not demonic. Some people think tarot cards. All these are tools, because I can't always focus in to the vibrations or the frequencies which are going through the universe at any one given time. Sometimes I need to use a tool for me to connect to those vibrations. Now, vibrations, if you've heard of string theory, that's very much what vibrations are about. There are these strands that go throughout the universe, and they come in and they cross over us. And you can feel them, and I can feel them. That's why these crystals work. This one's an interesting one. This one even came with its own stand, okay? This is called an opalite. It's not an actual opal, but it does have the particles of a gemstone in it. They form it so that it looks very much, very luminous, like an opal, and it's very pretty. But as I relax my gaze, and I can explain to you how to do this also, when I relax my gaze, and you don't stare into it as much as you use your peripheral vision, and you allow your eyes to relax just slightly so that your optic nerves can see. That is how you gaze. You have to relax your eyes. It's much too bright in here. You don't want it really bright when you're trying to gaze either. So that's another one. Okay, here is my dowser, and it works very well for me. Now, they will work differently for different people. You can use a necklace. Anytime you're not sure, the way these work is that it's your higher self, or it could be one of your guides, which come in, and they are the ones who help you connect with your spirit to find an answer to a question. All right? So I know mine, because when I tried, I said, my name is Cheryl Rose. Oh, excuse me, Sherry Rose. And it automatically will say, yes, that is my yes. If it goes in a circular pattern, for me, that is a no. Okay, there are so many crystals. It's incredible. What I have been using most frequently is a rose quartz over my heart. And I've been concentrating on my third eye, because I'm trying very hard to find the answers to questions that are of things that are going on right now. I've been journeying a lot also. I'll be getting my drum, a shamanic drum, this next month, which I'm very excited about. But what I got and is my turtle rattle. Now, this came to me more beautifully than anything I expected. And yes, I know some people are going to complain that it's actual animal, but this is sacred, and this is something that will be passed down from generation to generation. This is a turtle, It actually has coyote teeth in it, and it has coyote fur. And then the wood is from a tree. So this is part of the plant, people. And the animal, I shouldn't say, they're, the animals and plants are part of the world. And it's very precious to me. And I did a blessing of it, and I thank them. So, yes, that is essential. Now, when I go into a journey, I put on drumming, and then I will rattle, and my eyes are covered in the darkness. Shaman always work in the dark, and that's something not everyone knows. But that's how we find our light. And I've had some interesting journeys as of so far, which I'll go into at another time. Along with this right here, okay, my energy is drawn in through my left hand. So I have a guide here that is alive, and she told me to get the sug light and wear it on my left hand so that I do not draw any negative energy in while I am emitting positive energy. But right now I am wearing my pearls, but many times I'll be wearing this, which is the amethyst with the 7 chakras. I hope this is making sense. I know there's so much to it that I'm trying, like I had mentioned in some of my first videos, I'm trying to break this down into like the 101, the very simplest you can know to raise your vibration and function and feel better. I have been so tired. I mean, to the point of exhaustion lately because of this change that's happening. And I'm thankful for the people who have been supportive of me. Let me go into just a couple more items, and then I'm going to end this video. And I plan on doing another one a little later if I can get my energy back up again. When we went to a farmer's market the other day, when I walked in the door and I saw this marble, mortar, and pestle. And I just couldn't take my eyes off of it. And I knew that I really needed to have this mortar and pestle. Now, my finances are limited. I don't know how you're doing, but mine are limited. But I knew there was something about this that was very important. When I did the research about marble, I found that Native American Indians actually believe marble to remove negative spirits and to bring good spirits into your presence. And so I think that was one of the reasons. The other thing is that I might need it for healing. That's a whole nother lesson when you get into that. But yes, that was one of those things that I just knew I had to get it. I just had to, that was one of those things. And I don't regret it in the slightest. I mean, it's impeccable. And when I looked up the form of marble, it actually comes from Spain, which I thought was pretty cool because different types of marble come from different places. So I went over a few things. We're up to almost my 25-minute mark. I really try to keep my videos short. When I come back next time, I want to go over meditation and mindfulness a little more. But these are some of the tools that you can use to gaze, to meditate, to be able to connect with your higher self, your guides, your angels, and even ETs. It all depends on what you believe. What you believe makes a huge difference. Where you put your intentions, incredibly, incredibly important. So, remember, whatever you're thinking makes a difference in other people's lives too. So please try and stay positive. I know I am, even though I'm exhausted. I'm really trying. And always send good thoughts to the people you love. And if you say them out loud, your brain hears them. And it might sound strange. Just thinking something can make a difference for people, but saying it out loud reinforces it, and writing it down makes it even that much more intense. So those are the things. When we read something in print, for some reason, we've been indoctrinated to believe it must be true if it's in print. Remember, we have to see past the illusion to reality, okay? I'm really hoping we can all do this together, because I believe that we all can work together to make this world an incredible place because of you and me and all of us. We make a difference, honestly. So when I do my next one, as I said, I'm going to talk a little more about meditation. Maybe I'll tell you a little more about different tools I use. I know in the background you will always hear my fountain, if you can hear that, because that water is actually helping me very much. I need to have that water intake all the time. I'm drinking a ton of water. I've lost a ton of weight since I've had my enlightenment. My diet has changed a lot. I can feel, and also by eating a mostly vegetarian diet, it's clarifying my mind. So I don't know where you're at, but if these different kinds of changes are happening to you, don't be alarmed. Relax. Relax. Breathe. Just breathe. Breathe. Just breathe. All right? Okay. I'll see you guys in number 8, okay? Namaste.